We're about a month out from the Mercy Health Glass City Marathon. That means anybody who is planning to run it has been training, hopefully, for some time now. Now there's a proper way to train so you don't hurt yourself. Jeff Swartz is with us this afternoon from Mercy Health to go over some things with us. Thanks for coming in. Eager to talk to you about running. I used to be a runner before my body wouldn't allow me to do that anymore. Dan got a little too old.
It happens.
Nature's way of telling you should slow down just a little bit. But I love running. I appreciate what everybody does recreationally. So tell me this, with a marathon a month away, what should be your week's training schedule? One long day and a few short days, or how do you ramp that up?
Miles are going up. People are running further than they've ever run before. They're running faster than they've ever run before. The big thing now is people are going to start tapering down in the next week or two.
Yep.
So the biggest thing now is we're not going to gain a lot of fitness, but niggles are happening. You know, little aches and pains are going to start to creep in, and most of those niggles go away. But some of those niggles need to be addressed. And with that, you know, little aches and pains, pain is kind of like a stoplight. If it's a 1, if it's a 2, it's a 3 out of 10 pain, it's a little bit of pain, we're going to let you keep running. If it's a 4 or 5, it's kind of like, don't ignore this pain. We want to keep you running, but get it checked out by your sports med provider.
Yeah, because if you're pushing yourself, you might have some achiness in your legs or some tired legs.
Yes.
But how do you know when it's an injury versus just an overuse thing, just to slow down a little bit?
So if it's a 6 or higher, that's a hard stop. That's when you'd have to get in to see your sports med physician, get into somebody who's used to treating running related injuries. That way they're not going to tell you like, hey, stop running. It's 4 weeks out. We got to get to the starting line. We don't want to tell people like, hey, you got to give this up.
But I suppose there's no general rule what injuries are more likely to happen, because it could happen, it could be an Achilles, a foot, it could be your knees, your hips, or your back. It could be a whole variety of injuries.
Making big changes right now is going to put us at risk for injury. So again, we don't want to do anything new going into the race, whether you're doing the full marathon, the half marathon, the 5K, the relay. So
what advice would you have for people running their first marathon this year?
Oh, that's easy. Don't do anything new. You know, when you're at the expo the day before, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of energy. You're like, wow, look at these cool new shoes. Look at this cool shirt. You don't want to find out a couple miles into that race that the chafing is awful. So don't buy anything new. Don't wear anything new that you haven't been doing during practice, your practice runs. Don't eat or drink anything new. Again, you don't want to find out that eating sushi the night before a race, you know, getting some GI distress during the race is something that no one likes.
What is a good meal, or what should you be eating 24 hours before the race so you don't have any stomach issues?
I say go with what you know. You know, should you try anything new or more? Just eat what you know your stomach is going to handle, so that when you wake up race day morning, your stomach and your GI system are A-okay.
Let's do a hypothetical thing here. Let's just say this runner, her name is Alexis, and she ran a half marathon last week, and her knee has been bothering her.
Yes.
It came out of nowhere, and a day of rest, it felt better. She tried to run again, and it hurt again. So just give it some more rest?
So after a half marathon, this is a big thing, and that's a great question. If you do the half marathon, you get a week off. No questions asked. If you're in the full, you're taking 2 weeks off. You're going to have aches and pains. If that pain is trending better, great, start to reintroduce running. But if it is trending worse, it's waking you up at night, you're limping, you got to get in to see your sports med provider.
If you're having issues currently, you should see someone then.
That is experiencing seeing running related issues.
Yeah.
All too often, as a physical therapist, you know, we hear runners get told, hey, stop running. Don't do that.
Don't do that? Okay, if you would like to contact Mercy Health Sports Medicine, there's the phone number, and the good folks like Jeff's down in Perrysburg.
Yeah.
And he can hook you up, get you an appointment, get in there and get a look at your situation. So This is going to be a big race. Going to be how many runners going to have this year? You think?
I think it's going to be another huge year. I think Clint McCormick. I haven't heard the official numbers, but I know it's going to be big.
Well, it's a huge event.
Big.
It's so funny. It used to be fairly big years ago, but now with all the sponsorships and everything else, a lot more people, a lot more coverage. It's a huge deal.
Yes, very exciting.
Jeff, thanks so much for coming in today.